Hello, my name is Jubin, and in this video we're going to talk specifically about the process of going from a patent application to getting a patent. So what happens after you file your patent application? At Dana Legal Services, we're here to help you out. One of the things we ask that you help us out with is liking and subscribing our video and to our channel so that we can provide and continue to provide this content to people and people have an awareness and you have information at hand. So you prepared your patent application, or you had a patent attorney prepare it for you, and you filed your patent application. So what happens next? Typically the next thing that happens at the patent office, and by the way, this whole process of going from a patent application to an issued patent is about 18 months to 24 months. So it's not quick, it takes a long time. So you filed your patent application. The first thing that happens is the patent office receives it at the Office of Initial Examinations, and it looks at your patent application to make sure everything is there. If there are some things missing, they'll send you a little notice called a Notice of Missing Parts or Notice to Correct Defects, and in that they'll identify what you need to do and what the problems are. If there are no problems, then the next thing you should receive is a filing receipt. Now, if you did receive a Notice of Missing Parts or Notice to Correct, and you responded to it and corrected the defects, then you will receive the filing receipt. Either way, at some point you will receive a filing receipt. By the way, if you do have things wrong with your application and you receive that notice and you do not respond to it, your application will go abandoned. And then you'll either have to revive it and pay a huge fee, or you'll just have to live with the fact that your patent is now abandoned, or application is now abandoned. After you receive your filing receipt, then your application goes into queue for examination. The examination is when the patent office will look at it and give you an office action. We have another video, we'll put the link below so that you can go take a look at that video as to what office actions are. After you receive an office action and you respond to it and you address any concerns the examiner at the patent office has with your patent application, you should move to the next step in the process, which is a notice of allowance. Once you receive your notice of allowance, it's going to tell you that your application has allowable subject matter and your application can become a patent if the allowable subject matter is claimed and set forth correctly. Now, if there's any problems at that point, the examiner will let you know by objecting to some of your claims and saying they are objected to but would be allowed if you did A, B, C. After your notice of allowance, you have to pay an issue fee. So if you receive a notice of allowance, it'll give you a time window in which you have to pay the issue fee. That fee dollar amount is set forth in the notice of allowance, and the date by which it has to be paid is also set forth in the notice of allowance. Now remember, all the parts of your application have to be completed before you pay your issue fee, including making sure that you have an oath or declaration on file. Now, what happens if you don't have the oath or declaration on file and you pay your issue fee? Your patent application will become abandoned because you cannot get the patent to issue if there's something wrong with it. And one of the things that people typically make a mistake on is they didn't file their oath and dec because at the very beginning they got a notice of missing parts or notice to correct, and it said you need to file an oath and declaration, but there was no deadline for doing that because the oath and declaration has to be filed before you pay your issue fee. So sometimes people forget, they go ahead and pay the issue fee, and guess what? The patent application becomes abandoned because the oath and dec was not filed. Once you pay your issue fee, you then will receive a issue notification, which is telling you that your patent is going to issue and the date on which it issues. By the way, fun little trivia question for everyone. If you give me the date that a patent issued, I can tell you which day of the week it was. And the reason I'm good at doing that is because patents always issue on a Tuesday. So no matter what the date of the patent that issue is, in other words, the date it issued, it's always going to be on a Tuesday. Check it out. Go see for yourself. So once you get your issue notification, after that, your patent issues. And the next thing in the process is to ensure that you pay the maintenance fees. So at 3.5 years, at 7.5 years, and 11.5 years after issuance, you must pay maintenance fees. If you fail to pay maintenance fees, guess what? Your patent expires. It doesn't become abandoned because it's already an issued patent. It just simply expires. So that's the process. You file, you get a notice of missing parts, or you get a filing receipt. If you get a notice of missing parts and you correct it, you get a filing receipt. After your filing receipt, it goes to the examiner to be examined, and that results in office actions. We have a video on that, as I mentioned. After you resolve all the issues with the examiner and he determines that you have allowable subject matter, he will then issue a notice of allowance. Once you get the notice of allowance, you got to pay the issue fee. Once you pay the issue fee, you get an issue notification. Once you get the issue notification, your patent will issue, and then you must pay maintenance fees. I'm Juben Dana with Dana Legal Services. If you have any questions about the process, give us a call. Help us out, like and subscribe. Take care.